What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to New Comms channel. Today we have an interesting little mouse. It's not very little, so an interesting mouse to talk about. It's a vertical ergonomic mouse by the name of EV250 from Rapoo. So Rapoo is famous for making very good value for money products in terms of, you know, the kind of bang for buck that you get for a very, very reasonable price. And this product is no exception. For the price, you're getting a very unique shape that is like obvious. But that unique shape obviously has a purpose, and that purpose is for you to use the mouse like this. When you use the mouse like this, your hand is in a rested position, like there's no tension being applied to your hands or your wrist or your fingers at all. Because if you just leave your hand by your side and you look at it from the side, you will see that it looks exactly like this. You know, you just leave your hand on here and it will just naturally falls on. Like, look, this is like my hand in a rested position. I just put it on the mouse and it looks the same, right? You don't have to stretch, especially these two fingers and this one a little bit. You don't have to stretch your fingers like when you're using a regular mouse. Now, of course, there are some more ergonomic mice that are not vertical and they're a little bit more comfortable to use, but still, especially these two fingers, you're kind of stretching them out a little bit. It's not exactly relaxed. In a relaxed position, these fingers are a lot closer to your thumb than if it were on a regular mouse. So what this does is that the same distance that you have from your thumb and the pinky finger and the ring finger is pretty much going to stay there and without any change. And that is why we call this a relaxed position for your hands. So, but of course, it is important how big or small your hand is when you're going for this ergonomic mouse idea. All right, because my hands are fairly big. All right, and I feel like I'm just pushing the limits of how big of a hand this mouse can support. All right, my fingers are completely stretched over the mouse. If the mouse was a little bit smaller, it would have been maybe a bit not uncomfortable but unwieldy, right? Because you would typically click the mouse with the base of your index finger, right? And the base of my index finger is just at the top of the left click of the mouse, right? So I can click it, no problem. But if it was just a little bit shorter, I feel like my fingers could have been like here and I couldn't easily click the mouse. But this is just fine for me. So I have fairly large hands, and I would say this would definitely support a medium to large sized hand. That's a sentence that I never thought I would say. But I would say if you have medium sized hands to large hands, still sounds weird when I say it, you can use this mouse, no problem. But if you have a smaller hand, I think maybe this would not be super comfortable for you. So yeah, I would recommend this to people with medium or above hand size. So aside from the comfort, what you're dealing with is another one of the unique features that a lot of Rapoo mice have. Is the silent clicks. I have my microphone here, also from Rapoo, and just take a listen. You didn't hear that, did you? Yeah, that's the point. So, it's got really, really silent clicks. We've got a forward and back button at a really comfortable position. All right. And of course, you have a DPI switch button. So it's got 4 different DPI presets. It doesn't really say on the box what the DPI number is, but essentially there are 4 steps from really slow, let's call it, to really, really fast. Right. But I'm sure it definitely suits your needs, because I have a 2K monitor, and the higher the resolution of a monitor, the more DPI you would need to keep the same speed as if you had like a 1080p monitor. I hope that sentence made sense. But yeah, on a 2K monitor, which is quite a bit of a higher resolution than 1080p, I had no problems with the DPI. All right, so maybe I think I said it at the 2nd step. So you should be good even if you have a 4K monitor. So yeah, no problems with the DPI. You got 4 different presets. And that's pretty much it. The mouse is really simple in terms of functionality. But it's just the main thing that you're looking for is the comfort. There's really no other reason why you would want to get a mouse that looks like this in the first place. And yeah, you are getting that. This is a very, very comfortable mouse. And there's almost like this like glass looking sides to the scroll wheel, which is a pretty cool looking feature in terms of the design. But otherwise, it's a very plain looking mouse, right? And again, like, you're not even seeing this part. You're just seeing the top of the mouse, which has got a little bit of a gray accent to avoid it from looking so super plain. And there's a little bit of a gray accent here too. So what you are seeing is actually, it looks better than what you are not seeing, right? This part looks really plain. This part is all right. And of course, I mean, if it's not clear already, this is a wireless mouse, right? Final thoughts. This is a very, very comfortable mouse. And that's it. This mouse is supposed to be comfortable. With that said, I will leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.